You know, there's that myth, that saying that cooks don't want to cook for their family and friends and themselves after they finish work. Chinese food helps to get rid of that. Oriental, specifically Chinese food, is the most efficient way to feed a lot of people quickly. 下午好啊，外网的亲朋好友们. Welcome to my home. I'm bringing you here today for a bunch of reasons. One, this was more convenient for me today instead of going to the restaurant just to film. And two, I wanted to actually show you what making Chinese dinner for whole-ass Chinese people looks like in a Chinese home with Chinese ingredients. For those of us joining us who did not grow up with Oriental food culture, specifically broad pan Chinese, treat this as a visual summary of what it looks like to cook quickly at home. For those of us joining us who are born and raised by pan Chinese food culture, just treat this as watching some guy fuck up dishes at home. First of all, there are some basic and fundamental differences in mentality between pan Chinese / Oriental food dining and Eurocentric Western dining. The first one, and most obvious, is format of meal. And what I mean by that is thus. Asians, actually most non-Eurocentric, non-Western, non-white, our format of meal is our main starch, whether it be bean or bread or rice, surrounded by flavorful lubes that we use to choke our starch down. In Eurocentric Western dining, modern Western dining specifically, it's meat with backup singers for you on your plate, and you don't touch anybody else's food, and you wait course by course until everybody's done their thing. No right or wrong of it, just different. What that effectively means is that every home-cooked Chinese meal is effectively a small buffet. That's something you need to get into your mind. Second of all, there is no right or wrong way to make Chinese food, because largely at home cookery, a lot of the Chinese food that you would happen upon day to day can be pretty cleanly summarized as adjective, verb, noun food. 形容词动词名词干煸四季豆. What that means is adjective, the descriptor of the sort of flavor profile, roughly speaking, verb, the style of cooking you're doing to it, and then noun, the main thing you're cooking. And thusly, I have organized the ingredients for you to think about next time you try this at home. Because with just a few ingredients, you can get pretty much, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dishes on the table for 5 people in under an hour. I guarantee you. It just requires changing your mentality. Comment, like, subscribe. Here we have the universal constant between all foods and humanity is salt. Next to that, I have an amalgamation of different animal fat, fish, lard, chicken fat, all in here. But if you don't like this, you can definitely use pure lard, which I like to do, animal fats. Or if you're really against the usage of animal fats, you can use any cooking fat of your choice. So, a dry seasoning. I chose 5 spice because it has everything I like in it, but this could be Szechuan peppercorn, it could be black pepper, it could be white pepper, it could be fennel seeds, it could be anything you like, cumin. Depends on if you're from the north, east, south, west of the country. It's always an amalgamation of those few spices. It's essentially just salt and pepper, 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 pepper. It's salt and 4 different kinds of pepper, all right? That's off to the side. Here is what I call 麻药乐. It is a mixture of all the seasonings I would reach for anyways whenever I'm making Asian-centric food. So instead of running back and forth between my pantry and my stove like a fucking choo-choo train, I'm just gonna grab the things that I need, put them into a big squeezy bottle, shake them up to the ratios that I like, and then just use it as an all-purpose seasoning. Because if we're perfectly honest, this is the flavor profile I like, and every single dish is gonna need this. Asian food is a cheat code. It's just adding pre-made flavor. We've outsourced the browning and the flavor, and we're just applying it to different ingredients we like. That's what makes it easy. Why do certain meals in Western and Eurocentric cooking take so long? It's probably because you've been browning shit all afternoon. Wake up and simply caramelize your onions. Fuck off, I don't have an hour and a half to caramelize onions for dinner, right? Outsource your brown. Make that a hashtag, outsource the brown. Next to that is your vegetal flavor profile. This would be your mirepoix in Western cooking. Your onion, celery, and carrot, or your onion and shallot and garlic. For us, it's garlic, ginger, and leek. This is very young spring garlic that I fermented. I always have some at home. I always use young ginger, skinless fresh ginger, if I can get a hold of it. If you're in the West, you probably can't. It's unfortunate, but look out for it. And here is Malik. I'm a northern boy, so I use 大葱 more than I use 香葱. These are what we call Flavor Pro Max. So this is just the iPhone of flavors. This is the Pro Max. These are the apps you install to customize your phone. So if you want to go in the northern or 东北 direction, 甜面酱, 黄豆酱. If you want to go into Lao Chen's hometown, then you go into fish saucy and swate, and also pickled lemons. If you want to go into like the Riverlands, you want fermented bean curds. So these are your modifiers for if you wanted to taste more influenced by another region, this, that, or the other. If you had to make an analogy for Western cooking, it would kind of be like starting with a mirepoix, and if you added tomato, rosemary, and thyme, you would go Mediterranean. If you went cumin, paprika, and this, that, and the other, you would go kind of almost Turkish. There's modifiers, cultural modifiers, but the bases are all the same. These we may or may not use today at a moment's notice based on how I feel, so we're putting them off to the side for now. And then down here is the foods we're eating today. Today we're gonna have a 韭黄炒鸡蛋, noun, verb, noun, which is young garlic chives, sauteed with scrambled eggs. Yeah, that's one dish. 酸菜炒肥牛, which is a noun, verb, noun dish, which is pickled mustard greens sauteed with my sliced beef. I've bought pre-sliced beef because it's cheap here. If you can't get it, then use whatever meat you like. It doesn't have to be beef. It can be intestine, it can be insides of animal, it could be liver, it could be chicken, it could be pork, it could be anything you like. I've just gotten this today, okay? It's my second dish. I have 麻干边豆角, dry fried broad beans, and I'm gonna make a salad of cucumber and wood ear mushrooms. 凉拌木耳和黄瓜. Here's my dried 东北 wood ear mushrooms, and here's the cucumber for that. So that's dish number 4. My starches today will come in the form of Bing that we have left over from a Mexican video that we just filmed a little while back. But this is the exact same as what we now use for juanbi in China. It's the exact same fucking recipe. White wheat flour plus warm water plus a bit of fat plus a bit of salt and some baking powder rolled flat and fried on a comal. If you don't want to do this, buy tortillas. They're the exact same. Don't let anybody culturally gatekeep your food. Yeah, and of course, we're gonna make some rice for my southern colleagues because not everybody here likes wheat-based food. Generally, in broad strokes, up north we do wheat-based, down south they do rice-based. Okay? I am going out of my way to be all accommodating. This is way too much already. I'm cooking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people right now, and we get this done in under an hour. You believe me? You don't have to. Like, the trick is, it doesn't matter if you believe me or not. It's gonna happen anyways. It is right now 4:30. First thing I'm gonna do is wash the rice. So in a pot, I'm just gonna cook this rice. Now I usually use a rice cooker and I highly recommend that everybody have one at home. I am very, very blessed to be given this lovely little toy that I'll tell you about in just a second over there, which is an impulse induction stove, which means that I can control my pan temperature at any given point with a granularity of 1 degree. What that also means is that theoretically I could never burn this rice, which is what most people are afraid of, and I can relegate all of my cooking to one stove. Now, if you wanna pretend like, oh, if you're Asian, you finger your food and know how much water. Yeah, you can be an asshole and say that. But if you want a ratio for how to cook rice, it's effectively just however much rice, you measure out however much water. Wash your rice and strain it as hard as you can, and then add that weight in water, and you have a perfect ratio. And then more or less water makes a difference of texture. So if you want stickier, squishier rice or not. As a general way of measuring, you want 150 grams of raw rice to one like full-ass human being. But you also have to count for size of human being. 特写一下恩赐. There you go. So my stove, I'm very happy to have, is capable of just setting the temperature to 107. So I'm just gonna put it up to 107, let that come to a boil, and then I'm just gonna let it cook. So I have my rice going. Now, next thing I'm gonna do is boil water for my muar, so I can soak it for the salad. I could do it in cold water if I had more time, but we're trying to cook quickly today, so I'm just gonna do it with hot water. Now, this is another party trick. I can send 10 kilowatts of power directly into this pan and boil cold water in under a minute. Of course, if you don't have this at home, use a kettle. Same idea. Cool, all right. Food DJ, and water goes in, and we're good to go. So that's gonna soak and get nice and plump. We'll run it through cold water later. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is start seasoning our beef. So in here is a lot of different seasonings. So we're gonna shake, 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 shake. Just season in the container that this meat came in. Now, this is where my Western cooking brain gets the better of me. I'm gonna put in my dry spices to my cold meats because I don't want my spices to burn in my rip-roaring hot pan. Now, if you're kind of squeamish about seasoning with your hands, feel free to do this with a spatula or a spoon. Grab a little bit of fat, run it through the meat. Beautiful, we have seasoned meat. Put my greens off to the side because they're gonna go into the pan at the same time. And this is prep done for this dish. All right, now, here are our eggs. We're gonna season with salt individually because I don't want that brown, muddy look to my eggs. That's the only reason I'm seasoning separately with salt. If I seasoned it with this brown sauce, which you can do, my mom would say, 脏兮兮的, and she would refuse to eat it. That's the annoying part about Asian food sometimes, is that you have so little to complain about that you're finding literally anything you can to complain about. All right. Cool. The prep on this is done as well. This doesn't actually even need prep, but if you want, just to make your life a little bit easier, you can grease them beforehand. I rarely ever do, but you know what? Since we're already here, why the hell not? Put my fat in. Fat goes on top of the ingredients, so when we turn it over into the pan, fat is the first thing that hits the pan, and then I get my aromatics going, and my dish is done quicker, right? Same with this, a little bit of fat. Now I'm gonna pre-season my chive a little bit. So as you can see, slowly we're starting to collapse the prep. The prep is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Another thing is, while most of the time, if you were making a Western meal, you would be thinking about doing the roasting of the side dish, making the gravy, making the garnish, making the this, that, and the other. It's exactly the same amount of effort spread into more dishes. There's no better or worse of it. It's just, this is how I would prefer to eat. I don't want one dish that doesn't change. I want to have the choice of eating like every meal is a small buffet. So I'd rather spend that effort spread out across 4 or 5 different dishes. But that is a preference, okay? So let's work on the salad. You want 2 mil slices. Feel free to use a mandolin for this if you so wish. I'm just too lazy at home to clean up multiple tools. So I'm just going to break this down with my favorite knife. I'm doing that fucking chef thing again, where while no one's watching, I move the 2 fucking ends off to the corner, so it makes it seem like I have the best knife skills on earth.
Why you have it like have an angle?
Because the cucumber are lying down at an angle, so if I angle my knife, I'll end up with, you know, if not square and plumb, then at least trapezoidal strips in cross section. But that's just the nerdiness in me. You don't need to do that. So this, because it's been hot water, it's already pretty much bloomed out. You stop blooming this the moment you like the texture. I like the texture, so I'm gonna strain it out now. Wood ear mushroom dried is one of the most versatile ways to get good nutrients and more fiber into your system and vegetable. And it should be available wherever Chinese people are available. And Chinese people are available everywhere. Don't bother with trying to shock it in ice. It's not necessary. Just run it with cold tap water and eventually it'll cool down. What time is it right now? It's only been 15 minutes? Amazing. What I usually do at this point is I put all of my salad ingredients together. I'm gonna do a little bit of this pickled lemon brine. Not necessary. I'm gonna do a little bit of fish sauce because I think that goes really well with everything in here. I'm gonna go in a little bit more with my shaky flavor. Yeah. Chop up a little bit of bird's eye chili to go in there and put in a little bit of black vinegar, just a bit, to season it and bring it up, make it a little bright. Once again, now that we're halfway done, I want to remind you that you don't have to go this balls out. I'm cooking for 6 people while bullshitting with you with a time constraint. If you wanted to pare this down to only like a few dishes, you absolutely could. Let's get started, shall we? Grab one of your favorite woks, turn on your extractor. Now I'm gonna start with my scrambled eggs and garlic chive, my 韭黄炒鸡蛋. I'm gonna heat my wok up and first make my scrambled eggs, because that's most important. Feel free to roll your pan around. Do not feel the need to cook a round bottom wok on a flat burner. This is just what I do because I think it's fun. Give it some time to set. Oh look, our rice is done. Yeah, see? It's been 20 minutes, our rice is done. Go in there with a pair of chopsticks and fluff it up. Yeah, it's even better than a rice cooker, man. And the best part about this, so see, no burnt bottom. You have nothing to worry about. Check the doneness of your rice. Yeah, that's exactly my favorite doneness of rice. Leave it in there, let it steam through, and your rice is done. Cool, easy. All right. In goes my garlic chives. With the fat, I'm gonna add a little bit because I was shy with the fat the first time. And also, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like this is a better way to put more vegetables in your system. Because every single time we go overseas for vacation, you have to like come prepared with all of your medicines and your fiber and your extras. And you think like, how do people shit here? Like I thought I was a meat eater until I went overseas, like, damn man. It goes in, and that's one thing off the board. Nice and shiny. All right, first dish done. That goes on the table. And another thing I love about cooking at home is I can do it all in one wok. I have pot for rice and pot for the rest of the food. Grab a bit of my garlic, grab a bit of my ginger, stir. You can spend your entire life thinking there's excuses for why you can't make tasty food at home, or you can just give it a try. And yes, someone is already gonna say, well, we don't all have a powerful burner at home. That's true. So buy one, or realize that I'm only using 160 degrees centigrade on my pan right now, which is perfectly achievable in any burner at home. And listen to the noise. That's not a lot of heat. Add a little bit of water. Thick brown sauce. Well-cooked beans. Dish number 2. I'm gonna give my pan another rinse. Okay, time for dish number 3. In your ladle goes some oil. And the first thing we're gonna do is get the mustard greens in to get rid of some of the acidity. 把头蒜味儿给煎炒掉. My ginger, my garlic, scallions, a little bit of 5 spice into my veggies. Once everything is half cooked, but still kind of half raw, in goes my meat, my protein. And you just start mixing and frying, mixing and frying. Now, if you want this to taste better, what you do at this point is add a lot of fat. But we're trying to all be a little bit healthier here at the company, so I'm gonna try to stay away from too much fat in the cooking. Now, the Western-minded cooks in you will be thinking about, oh, why didn't you sear your meat? Why didn't you brown it off? We're not making a steak. And if you look into my wok, that's pretty brown, man. If I'm giving it via soy, in broad strokes, it's in the same neighborhood as if I were to be giving it with searing my steak off. It's a different style of cooking, right? No right or wrong of it, just I've already outsourced my browning to the bottles, so I'm not gonna waste money on a weeknight searing everything off. Now, if you cannot help yourself and must garnish, please feel free to sprinkle the top of this with cilantro and scallions, but it's not necessary. These tortillas can go in the microwave for a quick reheat. All right. Oops. Sorry, I fucked that up a little bit. I had some old green onions. How are we doing for time? So I have rice, stack of starch, I have a salad, I have 3 hot dishes. If you really wanted to bulk it out, what you could do is make a Chinese charcuterie board, which is actually a thing. So where I'm from, the tradition is to always have a plate of cured sausage and meats on the table to have with dinner. Okay. You heard dinner was ready? Fuck asshole. That is how I put dinner on the table. What time is it right now? We started when? 4:30. Perfect. So 45 minutes plus bullshitting. Without any talking, that could have been half an hour. And that's enough dinner for 5 to 6 people. Talk often, talk soon. Take care. I'm sorry for comment, like, subscribe. I'm sorry for the no bullshit this episode. I just wanted to show you how dinner is made at home. Sorry if I wasn't as talkative. Hope this has been informative and indeed useful. Talk often, talk soon. Comment, like, subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.